Hi, my name's James. I'm from Velocity Home Lifts. Today we're at Louise's home. Louise is a multi-award winning building designer. Louise has worked with us across multiple projects, including this one, which is her own home. Thanks for having a chat with me today.
You're welcome, James.
Let's talk about your background and what you do for work.
Well, I've always done building design. I've always drawn lines on paper. I live and eat and breathe building design, and I've done it since I was 16 years old. Started off with survey drafting um, and worked with engineers. Um, an uncle that was predominantly an engineer in the early days, I do his work, and then led on to building design and designing homes, which is what I really wanted to do.
Yeah, I can see it's your true passion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love creating spaces, and yeah, I love doing small jobs, big jobs, whatever. I like to turn my hand to anything.
So what type of projects do you normally work on and what's your main focus?
I work on all sorts of projects. I work on little jobs as well as the large homes. My focus is I love doing large homes and making the spaces feel great and flow. But I do that on the smaller homes and alterations and additions as well. I try and work with what they've got and try and improve it without pulling it apart and putting it back together. So I try and adapt what I know with design for all my clients, whether they've got a big budget or a small budget. Just try and make things work for them and within their budget. So, and there is a bit of a skill for that because sometimes you walk into some places and you go, oh my God, what are we going to do here? So you've got to kind of work it out and make it work well without pulling everything apart and putting it back together.
Yeah, so I'm hearing you focus on high value projects, so
Yeah,
great outcomes.
yeah. I like to make sure that the spaces flow so that you can walk around the house with ease and get to the outside and have the outside coming in, and also good orientation, of course, when you can get it.
Yes,
Yeah,
as
and
is this.
views.
Yes, yes, yes. Like
We've
this
got the
project.
view, but the orientation ain't so great. Unless it's sunset, you get beautiful sunsets. So there are a lot of solar factors to consider when you're west facing. So I've incorporated of external Venetians, double glazed glass, tinted glass. All those things really help to make the design more comfortable to live in.
Yeah, particularly because you're forced to build into a west facing block because that's where the water direction is.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah. So
mm,
that's our example, but yeah, there's plenty of others out there that you have to deal with what their environment's giving them and
yeah,
trying to make the outcome work the best for
awesome.
that block.
For this build, what was your overall vision?
That's a very good question because we've lived in this house for 22 years and I was renovating it from day one when we walked into the house. Um, and the visions changed over time. So it was a bit of a difficult one because it was 1970s with a nice Pizza Hut roof that was very appealing. So I needed to do something to give it a wow factor because it's a corner block, waterfront, and no neighbours. So um, as time went on, my vision became bigger, um, which gave my husband a heart attack because our budget's this big and the vision's like this. But we've got such a beautiful block and we had to make the most of it. So it was addressing the street frontage as well as taking advantage of water views and having unique features in it. Um, yeah, so happy we've done it. Feel like I'm waking up on a holiday every day. So um, yeah, it's taken all our heart and soul to do it, and the bank account as well. But I think it's highly worth it.
Yeah, you can really see that you've maximised on the location and the potential of the block.
Yeah, yeah, we have. Yeah, we bought this block knowing that it needed something great at the end of the day. Yeah, it has taken us 22 years to get here and a lot of talking to everyone. Oh, yeah, when I get to design my own house. So half the time people go, oh, yeah, that's never going to happen. But now it has happened, and I've quite surprised everyone with what I've done.
Yeah, yeah. You got to become your own client.
Yeah, I got to become my own client. Yeah.
Excellent.
So
So when did you first start considering a home elevator as part of your design?
probably when we got really serious and I was drawing the plans for council. We did have a designated space for one always, but hubby was kind of diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and it kind of changed our way of thinking a little bit that maybe in the future for him a lift might be better, because I've often watched him walk sideways down the stairs, which can be comical, but it wasn't very nice. So yeah, we kind of needed to get serious about putting a lift in our budget,
Yep.
and that's when we kind of did our research and landed on Velocity's doorstep.
After having gone through the process yourself personally
Yeah.
and both professionally with now at least 3 other projects with us, how important would you say it is to have the type of lift organised and sorted out at design stage?
Oh, it's very important at design stage because we were kind of had the lift designated, and we were kind of partly in construction. And when you showed up on site, you said we miss out by about that much, which meant that we had to move a solid brick wall, which we were able to do because one of the walls was crooked and needed replacing anyway. So, but it is important to do it at design stage, get the client early to commit, and then plan the lift properly so that, you know, there can be lifts that just miss out by that much because it hasn't been allowed for in the beginning.
Yeah, we do see it a lot in our industry where proper prior planning hasn't been done. Just a general allocation for a lift has been allowed for, but no investigation has been done by anyone as to whether that's suitable for anything. And yeah, and you've had personal experience on that now, and now all of your projects moving forward, you always ask your clients to come to our showroom and come and have a look at the lifts and the options and the sizes available. So then you're able to properly build that size into your design of your home, which then allows for a seamless integration through the building process.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. It's definitely better to get it all sorted out while there's pen on paper, because it's easy to change a few lines and make the dimensions work. But when you're out on site and the client decides they do want a lift, it can be quite costly to try and retrofit it in the space.
Exactly. That's another great point where um, building the lift into the original build rather than essentially retrofitting it afterwards, it ends up being a lot cheaper and a lot more cost effective and a better outcome.
Oh yeah, if you plan it, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because that's when mistakes are made if it's not planned, and sometimes there's no other solution, and you just have to make those changes to make it work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes that can be significant and costs the client a lot of money.
Yeah.
And that's what we're paid to do, is to try and save the client money and plan well.
Yes. How have you seen the attitudes towards your clients change over the years in relation to residential elevators?
Well, years ago, you just didn't design residential elevators. I think I only designed one many, many years ago when I worked for a fellow when I first started doing drafting. And, you know, that was like $100,000 worth of a lift. It was so expensive. and not your average bear can afford that. So, but what has happened over the years is more awareness for lifts. The lifts have come down a lot in price, and there's a lot more people that are, as they get older, wanting to live at home and not downsize, not go to nursing homes. Yeah, so it makes a lot of sense. And also for resale of your house as well. And also the usability. It's so easy when you've got a lift, as I now know. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can put your shopping in there, or if you're loading up stuff to go downstairs, you just load it in the lift, and when you're ready to go, down you go. You don't have to negotiate the stairs, trip on the stairs, which
Yeah.
I've done a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you say it's been a strong amount of confidence from the market
Oh,
to want
absolutely.
one?
Oh, yeah, yeah. There's more market awareness, and also it's more accessible to everybody to
Yeah.
have a lift. Yeah, the
Very much so.
prices have come down, the technology's improved.
Yes.
Like years ago, it used to be hydraulic lifts, and they're all commercial based.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and they were quite clunky with the way that they looked.
Yes.
Um, yeah, yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of money for a lift.
Yeah. So it's fair to say that the prices have come down, and the usability and the way that they integrate has come up in value whilst the prices have gone down.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like with everything with technology, it just gets better and better over
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
And yeah, the prices come down, more people see the advantages of having a lift, so
Yep.
they all want one.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. And it also, as you've said, it adds to the resale value of the home as well.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Especially like a proper lift, like your lift.
Yeah.
You don't want one of those through the floor things.
Yes.
They look pretty naff.
Yeah. A proper integrated lift like the Compass
Yeah,
that runs inside of a lift shaft. Yeah, it definitely does add value to any reasonable build.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, and especially one that can fit a wheelchair. I mean, you don't necessarily have to have the disabled size lift
Hmm.
to make it functional. You just need a lift large enough that you could wheel a chair in
Yeah, you
should
can
you
fit a
need it.
wheelchair in. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because as we know that the public accessibility codes are quite different from the home elevator codes, and yeah, there is ability to still fit in a wheelchair into a home elevator that wouldn't necessarily classify as a limited mobility lift in a public space, for
Oh,
say.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why we opted for the medium size, because that's what it fit the bill. So
Yeah,
the minute you put the disabled label on something, the price goes up. So
yeah,
for a residential lift, it doesn't take up too much space, and it will do whatever you need to do,
yeah,
because not every house needs to be disabled.
yeah,
Um, well,
yeah.
the government's pushing disabled compliance in all housing, but this is a great alternative.
Yeah. In your opinion, how can a home elevator be used to enhance or add to the aesthetics of a home?
I think the home elevator needs to be blended in, because it is like a commercial kind of a product. So, and you are in a domestic setting, so you need to kind of soften it and blend it in with the interior. So it's a bit similar to what I've done here. I've tried to, with the downstairs component of the lift, have the same doors as the rest of the house, and it's not obvious that it's there. And then the upstairs, I've had a bit more fun with the lift, just with the door to have fluted glass, which matches my walk-in pantry, and also to have the finger tiles to give that Art Deco look that's continued through the kitchen, right through to the living room, to the fireplace. So you can have fun with playing with all the different finishes to give the lift a bit of an element that, it belongs in the home, that it's not like a foreign item that's just sitting there because it it's for convenience.
Yeah. So you've chosen to go with different landing doors across different levels
Yeah.
to have more of an integrated feel across your home.
Oh, absolutely.
How
Yeah.
important do you think that is to have that ability to have those choices to integrate different landing doors into different levels to create that feel?
Well, not every home is the same. So, what I've done here, you might not necessarily do it in another house, but the lift's got plenty of flexibility that you can change the doors to what you want. Um, or you can have a nice glass door or have whatever you feel like. So, um, yeah, it's really important that you can play around with
Yeah.
different finishes.
Yeah. So, from your experience, what was it like working with the whole Velocity team throughout your project? Not only just with the initial design stage, but also the project management and then the installation of the lift itself.
Uh, yeah, the experience was pretty good. You guys are pretty organised. Yeah, so it was fairly easy to get the information at design stage. Yeah, just pick up the phone and just ask a couple of simple questions. Bang, you rattled it off your head. So, and the specs are easy to read. Yeah, so design stage, not a problem. And then as for going into the showroom, great showroom, shows you all the different ins and outs, all the different finishes. And then it's just from your imagination from there of how you want to finish your lift. So that was all great.
Yeah.
And the guys on site all showed up on time, all very precise with all their work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And would you say that when you did come to the showroom, actually physically being able to see the list being made on location, do you feel like
Oh
that added
yeah.
any confidence to
Oh,
your purchase?
definitely. Yeah. To see an Australian made lift in downtown Penrith, Westie. Yeah, it was great to
Yeah.
see it. Yeah, Aussie made. You could see the lifts being made. So we've worked with a couple of lift companies in the past, and you'd have to order them overseas. You'd have to fill out all the paperwork. Everything had to be 110% right, and then you were nervous when it arrived. There was a lot of stress factor involved with that. Whereas when you see it on site, you see the components, you guys put everyone at ease and say, yes, we can do this, we can do that, and nothing was ever a problem. So that made the process a lot easier after.
So yeah, is one of the positives is that would it be that you're dealing with the manufacturer rather than just an importing company?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely want to go direct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Now that the lift is installed, how has it changed the way that you move within your home?
Um, it's changed it a bit because I didn't think I'd use it a lot. I thought hubby would use it all the time, but um, I use it a lot. It's great with the groceries, obviously. That's easy, straight from the car into the kitchen. Whereas before I would have to get them to load up the grocery bags and carry them up the stairs. So that's a big change. And also of a night time, like my office is downstairs, and when I shut it up, I would do a lot of night work. That's when you get the nice peace and quiet. So um, I shut it all up, lock it all up, and it's pitch dark. So I go up the lift, and that's much better than negotiating um, the
Some
hallway,
dark stairs where you
dark
can potentially
stairs,
fall.
and the cat under your feet.
Yes.
So yeah, so the cat survives a lot better when I use the lift overnight. Yeah, so, and moving in, hey, moving in, that was a game changer. Just load everything in. You haven't got 1,000 trips up the stairs to get things in and out of the place.
Yeah.
So that's been really helpful.
Yeah.
And then for hubby, he's used it a lot because he had a surfing accident and he was on crutches. So he was up and down all the time. And without that mobility for him, he would have drove me crazy. Can you do this? Can you get that? So, so in that regard, that made my life easier.
Yeah, sounds like it's been a huge help already.
Oh, yeah, it has. Yeah. And we've only been here 3 months. So,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, it's already working out for you.
yeah. On the new granddaughter, she loves it too. So we have games. So, yeah.
So what advice would you give building designers looking to integrate a home elevator into their design?
I would say talk to your client, find out what their needs are, because there are specific needs. Someone may want a disabled lift for the room, but generally plan it on paper first, because if there's any changes to be made, it's easier when you're just drawing the lines.
Yeah, so you would say it's pretty important to have your client have the lift that they want chosen,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and then have that lift integrated into the design.
Yeah, yep. Get them to go to the showroom, talk to the guys. So everything's all in the planning to make a successful outcome at the end.
Yeah, because the just allowing for a generic size tends to not work.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all lifts are different.
Yes.
And and they all have different requirements. They all have different, that's the other thing, is check your ground level, because some need pits, some don't need pits. There's all different pros and cons.
Some need structural load-bearing walls, some don't.
Some don't. Power, that's the other thing.
Power
Have you
supply
got
requirements.
enough
And
power
details
supplies?
about fixing points for the lift to the home and all that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's super important to have the details of the lift chosen, or the lift itself chosen by the client.
Start with what the client wants, and then do your research on the product that you're going to use.
Yep.
Yeah.
And whether you're buying a lift that's a machine roomless lift, or it's a lift that requires a machinery room, or like a hydraulic pump cabinet. If you're going down that avenue, you need to potentially allow for all of that extra equipment.
Yeah, and also compare your lifts. Like some lifts do certain things, some do other functions. So you need to compare what suits the project, what suits the client, and what suits the budget.
Yeah.
So lifts can be very complicated, or they can be quite easy.
And can be quite easy with good choice and good planning.
Yeah, and a good company
And a
like
good
Fire Velocity. And I don't say that tongue in cheek either.
Thank you. Thank you. So since installing a lift in your own home, how has that helped you to relate to your clients now looking for a home elevator?
Oh, it's so much easier to sell it in, because I've learnt from experience. I've learnt the hard way, like plan your space, and also all the different components that you need to consider. You need to consider the pit, you need to consider the run, the height, how many flights you've got to go up. There's a whole host of things that you need to kind of think up front. Door openings, which way will the door swing? Are you going to have a nice sliding door? There's so many things with regards to just getting in and out of the lift and planning it with what's around it. So if you get those things right, well, then the rest will flow quite easily.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time today, Louise.
You're very welcome.
If someone would like to get in contact with you about building design and designing their own home, how would they go about that?
They can look me up on my website. They can email me, or they can do it the old-fashioned way and ring me up, and I'll be happy to take the call.
Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your Australian manufactured Compass home elevator.
Thank you, James. I certainly will.
Thank you.